Beyond Barriers, the revolutionary power of Black spaces in professional development. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this extraordinary gathering of minds and hearts. Today, I have the profound privilege of sharing insights from my recent interview with Dr. Amara Jackson, a visionary leader whose work has fundamentally transformed how we understand Black professional development in America. Dr. Jackson isn't just a thought leader, she's a revolution in human form. Her groundbreaking research and community building initiatives have created pathways for thousands of Black professionals to achieve unprecedented success. When historians write about the architects of Black excellence in the 21st century, Dr. Jackson's name will be written in bold, underlined twice. What struck me most during our conversation was Dr. Jackson's ability to completely reframe the narrative around Black professional development. Rather than dwelling in the familiar territory of barriers and obstacles, she illuminates the extraordinary infrastructure already propelling Black excellence forward. Today, I want to share these powerful insights with you because they will challenge everything you thought you knew about creating pathways for success. We've all heard the statistics, the wage gaps, the promotion disparities, the representation issues. These realities are well documented and undeniable. But Dr. Jackson offers a counter narrative so compelling, so backed by evidence, that it demands our attention. Let me share what she told me that literally stopped me in my tracks. Despite chronic underfunding and systemic challenges that would cripple most institutions, historically Black colleges and universities continue to be absolute powerhouses of Black professional development. These institutions, often operating with a fraction of the resources of their predominantly white counterparts, produce 40% of all Black engineers in America. They graduate 50% of all Black teachers, shaping young minds across our nation. An astounding 70% of Black doctors and dentists healing our communities came from HBCUs, and 80% of Black judges upholding justice in our courts are HBCU graduates. Let that sink in for a moment. These aren't just statistics, they represent a profound truth that challenges conventional wisdom. As Dr. Jackson emphasized, the conversation needs to shift from merely identifying barriers to recognizing and building upon the existing foundations of excellence within the Black community. This perspective doesn't dismiss real challenges, but reframes how we approach them with an asset based mindset rather than a deficit focused one. This brings me to the first key insight from our interview. Community driven leadership development creates the most powerful outcomes for Black professionals. Dr. Jackson pointed to events like the Black X Conference in Austin and the Boston Wild Black Summit as prime examples of how curated experiences focused specifically on Black leadership create transformative opportunities. Imagine this: May 29th, 2025, Austin, Texas. The African American Leadership Institute's Black X Conference brings together diverse leaders, wealth creators, entrepreneurs, and professionals for a day that will alter the trajectory of countless careers. What makes this conference particularly impactful is its intentional design to address the unique challenges and opportunities Black professionals face. The African American Leadership Institute has been organizing this conference for years, with each iteration growing in power and influence. Through dynamic speakers and carefully curated sessions, the conference explores how Black leaders shape legacies rooted in purpose, power, and impact. It has established itself as a premier gathering for exceptional Black leaders, creating a platform for networking, professional development, and community building. As Dr. Jackson told me, her voice rising with conviction, when spaces are created specifically for Black excellence to flourish, the results aren't just impressive, they are revolutionary. The Black X Conference has become a catalyst for change in the Austin professional landscape, empowering Black leaders to drive transformation in their communities and industries. The second key insight from our conversation focuses on economic impact beyond individual success. When Black professionals thrive, entire communities benefit. HBCUs alone contribute significantly to local and national economies through job creation, research initiatives, and community engagement. This ripple effect challenges us to think beyond individual achievement to collective economic empowerment. Dr. Jackson shared a powerful quote from Maya Angelou that guides her work. When you learn, teach. When you get, give. This philosophy underscores the importance of viewing professional success not as an endpoint, but as a catalyst for broader community advancement. Consider the remarkable contributions HBCUs have made beyond education. These institutions have a rich history of being instrumental in social movements, serving as breeding grounds for civil rights activism and leadership, producing prominent figures like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Rosa Parks, and Stokely Carmichael. Beyond their historical significance, HBCUs continue to make significant contributions to research and innovation, including in agriculture, where they've received substantial investment from the U.S. Department of Agriculture, $30.8 million to 1890 land grant universities. Despite facing significant resource limitations and systemic barriers, HBCUs have developed specialized programs and approaches that effectively prepare Black students for professional success in various fields. Their economic impact extends beyond their campuses, contributing significantly to local and national economies. As Dr. Jackson emphasized, leaning forward with intensity during our interview, the success of one becomes the success of many when we understand the interconnected nature of our advancement. The third key insight from our interview centers on intentional spaces for belonging. Creating environments where belonging, culture, and community thrive is not just about comfort, it's about strategic professional advancement. Organizations like Boston While Black have spent 5 years demonstrating how creating these intentional spaces leads to powerful keynotes, interactive sessions, and dynamic networking that push professionals beyond questions and into impact. Boston While Black's 2025 How to BWB Summit, scheduled for May 6, 2025, represents 5 years of creating spaces where belonging, culture, and community thrive for Black professionals. This summit addresses the challenges as Black professionals in Boston face in navigating careers, building businesses, and finding communities where they truly belong. What makes this summit particularly effective is its comprehensive approach. The organization has developed a program including executive mentoring, career expos, financial therapy sessions, and discussions on leveraging technology for professional advancement. Topics range from building Black owned and community driven businesses to AI automation and the Black workforce. Will we lead or be left behind? The summit has grown to become bigger, bolder, and more accessible than ever, creating real impact in shaping a more inclusive, connected future for Black professionals in Boston. As Dr. Jackson noted, when we create spaces where Black professionals can bring their whole selves, innovation and excellence naturally follow. This brings us to an important affirmation that Dr. Jackson shared during our interview. I am not just building a career, I am creating pathways for generations to follow. This powerful statement reminds us that our professional journeys have significance beyond our individual achievements. What's particularly striking about these examples is how they challenge conventional wisdom about professional development. Traditional approaches often focus on individual skill building without addressing the importance of community and belonging. Yet the evidence Dr. Jackson presented suggests that the most effective professional development for Black leaders happens at the intersection of excellence and authentic community. As Audre Lorde famously said, without community, there is no liberation. Dr. Jackson's insights remind us that professional liberation, the freedom to fully express our talents and abilities in the workplace, requires community support structures specifically designed for Black excellence. This perspective invites us to reconsider how we approach professional development for Black leaders rather than simply adapting mainstream programs to be more inclusive. The most powerful approach may be building specialized spaces where Black professionals can simultaneously develop skills and authentic community connections. The data supports this approach. When Black professionals have access to both rigorous professional development and authentic community, extraordinary outcomes follow. The 40% of Black engineers, 50% of Black teachers, 70% of Black doctors and dentists, and 80% of Black judges produced by HBCUs didn't emerge from generic educational environments. They came from institutions specifically designed to nurture Black excellence. Dr. Jackson emphasized that this isn't about separation, but specialization. Just as we recognize the value of specialized training programs for different industries or career stages, we must recognize the value of specialized development spaces for Black professionals navigating unique challenges and opportunities. This insight has profound implications for organizations seeking to develop Black talent. Rather than focusing exclusively on internal diversity initiatives, forward thinking companies are partnering with Black led professional development organizations and HBCUs to create more effective pathways for advancement. I want to close with a scripture that Dr. Jackson shared during our conversation, one that guides her work in creating pathways for Black excellence from Proverbs 27:17. As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. This powerful metaphor reminds us that our greatest growth happens in community with others who challenge us to become our best selves. So I challenge you today. Stop asking how to make mainstream spaces more inclusive and start building specialized spaces designed for Black excellence from the ground up. Stop focusing solely on breaking barriers and start creating entirely new structures where those barriers never existed. Your action matters today, not tomorrow. Identify one community, conference, or professional development opportunity specifically designed for Black excellence and take one concrete step toward engaging with it. If that space doesn't exist in your community, be brave enough to create it because the future of Black professional development isn't about fitting into systems that weren't designed for us. It's about building new ecosystems where excellence is not the exception, but the expectation, where belonging isn't a buzzword, but the foundation, where community isn't an afterthought, but the catalyst. The world doesn't need more diversity initiatives, it needs revolutionary spaces where Black excellence can flourish unhindered. And you, yes, you have the power to create them. Thank you.